Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Stephen Curry sends message to Warriors front office, he won't accept an average team. Stephen Curry spoke after the Golden State Warriors won against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and made his intentions and his future demands clear. After the Golden State Warriors defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 116-115, Stephen Curry spoke after the game and made his expectations clear. He told reporters that anyone who expects him to be happy being on an average team doesn't know him well enough at all. This was Curry's way of sending a message to the Warriors front office. Reporter, you're obviously aware of what has been a national talking point over the last couple of days. Does that provide any extra motivation? Stephen Curry, not at all. I'm always motivated to compete, try to win, and do my job. When you're in a situation like our organization is in, where everything is rightfully compared to that championship expectation, everything is being microanalyzed. You forget the part when we talk about how we're always trying to get better. What does that actually mean? It's obviously not our job to worry about that on a day-to-day basis. These 3 weeks before the trade deadline, our job is to win as many games as possible. Thankfully, we got one tonight. Reporter, Steve mentioned that he felt like the narrative would become that you guys were waving the white flag. Were you surprised that's how it was taken, and is there any clarification you want to give on that aspect? Curry, anybody who thinks I'm okay with being on an average basketball team is insane. Take whatever I said, I still stand on it. But that doesn't mean you're not in a situation where you're trying to get better and make appropriate moves that help you do that. Mike Dunleavy Jr. knows that, we talk about it. That's the expectation from me trying to help lead the team where we want to go. Again, that doesn't mean that you're reckless. What people's definition of that is that trade machines are fun, but that's not actually what it looks like. We're going to handle our business, Mike is going to handle his, and we'll see where we end up. There had been a lot of chatter about the Golden State Warriors waving the white flag after what has been a very difficult first half of the season. But Curry wanted to dispel that notion, showing that he still has his competitive fire burning, and wants to play at the highest level and compete for the richest prizes in the NBA. That's not all Stephen Curry had to say, as he also spoke to ESPN right after the Warriors won their game. He called out fans, analysts, and critics who kept urging and demanding that the Warriors make a trade soon to save their season, and added that he and the current group of Warriors players want to compete at the highest level and are very confident in their ability to do so. All the Twitter fingers who got deals we need to make can kind of shut up a little bit and let us figure this thing out. We know we can be competitive. We showed that toughness tonight. Every team is trying to find ways to get better. For us, we've been great for a very long time. This is just a unique year where we have to be able to stay relevant and give ourselves a chance, just have some life in a playoff series. We have a whole lot of confidence that we can beat anybody. With the frustration that Curry expressed in his post-game comments, fans might worry if the former MVP wants a move out of Golden State. Well, fear not, Dub Nation, as Steve Kerr stated that he doesn't expect Curry to ever demand a trade and remain a Warrior for life. Why Warrior? Steve Kerr hates about what's happening with Stephen Curry. The Golden State Warriors got a big win against the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road, defeating them 116-115. Stephen Curry pulled out his cape once again in the game's final minutes and reeled the team to the victory, hitting a big three to put them ahead. He finished the game with 31 points and shot 7 for 12 from the field, and the biggest thing is that he played 37 minutes. Head coach Steve Kerr has been trying to keep Curry's minutes down this season, but for them to win the game, they needed him for an extended period. I hate that his minutes are creeping up, Kerr said after the game. I don't like it. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Hopefully, as we get reinforcements back, we'll be able to get him back down to that 32 range, but tonight, we had to let it rip, and he's got a couple of days before the next game. It was important to get this win and we got it done. Steve Kerr stretched Steph Curry to 37 minutes tonight. I hate that his minutes are creeping up. I don't like it. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Curry probably doesn't mind the minutes getting bigger, but the Warriors want to keep him fresh throughout the course of the season. Once they get back healthy, Curry will definitely have his minutes reduced, but it's good to know that he can still play heavy minutes when needed. There have been a lot of talks about the Warriors and them giving up, and that's just not true according to the players and Steve Kerr. Some think that the team should want to make a trade so they can get better, but they're not going to sacrifice their future to do something like that. After the game, Curry spoke about how the focus is on winning games and not trying to retool the roster. Obviously, what I'm talking about, Draymond was talking about, Steve was talking about, Curry said. You forget the part where we're always trying to be better. What does that actually mean? It's not obviously our job to worry about that on a daily basis. But, it's our job to win as many games as possible, and thankfully we got one tonight. The Warriors may not have the same talent they used to, so they can stay ultra competitive and win a lot of games, but they have the talent to go out and still win. As long as Curry is on the team, they'll always have a chance to win games. Kevin Durant explains why he joined the Warriors in 2016. Kevin Durant opened up on his controversial decision to leave the OKC Thunder for the Golden State Warriors in 2016. Kevin Durant was at the center of arguably the most hated free agency decision in NBA history when he joined the Golden State Warriors in 2016. He was coming off blowing a 3-1 conference finals lead with the OKC Thunder to the Warriors. Golden State had gone 73-9 in the 2015-16 season but lost the finals, prompting their successful pursuit of Durant, which sealed titles in 2017 and 2018. Durant spoke at length about his decision on the Out the Mud podcast, with his explanation boiling down to just wanting to experience a new NBA lifestyle with the star-laden Warriors after spending 9 years with the Thunder. People enjoyed having me around OKC. So me leaving like that when we were close to getting to the finals, I understood why people were pissed off, but I couldn't make a decision based off what other people wanted me to do. I felt like around that time, there was no one reason behind a big decision like that. It's a lot of different factors in why I wanted to leave OKC. The majority of it was, I wanted a new experience, I wanted to play a different style, live in a different city, and experience a different life in a new city because all I knew was OKC. I wanted to play for different management, I just wanted to experience what life was like under a different organization. On top, having the opportunity to play with some of the best players who matched my skill set. So everything in line, I feel like you've seen that and the results we had when we stepped onto the court. We didn't just play ball, we're just flat out bigger, better, stronger, and faster than you. We played together. We played real team basketball. We made shots. It worked out perfectly, and it was the perfect move for me to expand my game. I'm grateful I was there to get that chance. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Kevin Durant? Leave your opinion in the comments.